So after getting this line, beside this line is called the quarter help line. You can call it QHL. Quarter, like half, and half of half is quarter. Help line. So after getting the quarter help line, the next thing we want to look for is this region here that is called the instep region of the last. So we want to mark the instep point. That is where your shoe should get to in front of your leg. It's usually around this region, just like so. So to be able to get it, what you need to do is to measure from here to the back of your last. That we call that the last length, measuring the highest point here and this part. That's the last length. If you measure it, you divide it by 4. Whatever you get, you add 1 to it. Then you are going to measure from the van point here towards that direction. Then you can also measure like this. This is your standard last length, measuring from the toe of the last to about 3 centimeters above the last, like so. Whatever you get from here, you divide it by 4, and you just simply add the value from here to here. But to save you the stress, your your instep point is usually about 7 in some cases, or 7.5 to 8.5 along this line from here. So if we are going to measure now, we are going to measure, this is, you are starting from here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So our instep point is usually about 7 here to about 8.5. So this region, these two region here, if you pick your instep from here, you are just so good. Or some other time you can measure 1 inch away from this part, and if you measure 1 inch away from that part, you are still going to find yourself within that region. You can see here that is measuring 1 inch away from there. You find yourself here. So we are just going to go with this region. You can pick anywhere from here, but usually just go closer to 8, or yes, just use 8. So for this case, let's just use 8 because we are dealing with a size 44 last. It's going to be the same thing for any size of last you want to use, whether size 40. Just measure from the van point upward. So this is our instep point. So after getting our instep point, we are going to now proceed properly into drawing our our Adelaide pattern. Adelaide pattern is a very straightforward pattern, very easy also. So to be able to draw our Adelaide pattern, we need to draw a perpendicular line against our instep point, just like such, like this. This is how to draw a perpendicular line against any line, against the center line. Just pick your tape like so. See this long stroke, just align it with your center line. Make sure they are forming one line, just like this. Then just flatten the tip on the last. That will give you a 90-degree around here. That's a perpendicular line against the center line. I want to believe this is very straightforward, and make sure it cuts through the quarter hip line. You can remember the quarter hip line, right? Yeah, excellent. So this is our line, And this is our quarter hairline. You can see it very faint, but it's still there. So we need to draw our Adelaide pattern. Our Adelaide pattern is going to have 5 good eyelets. You know, eyelets are the holes that you use to lace the shoe. Our Adelaide is going to have 5 eyelets. So in that case, this is what we need you to do. Just measure 1 centimeter away from this van point. Measure 1 centimeter away from the van point, just like so. This is the van point. Measure 1 centimeter away, just like this. So all this region from the instep to this part, that's where our highlights are going to stay. So you should be able to get to this point before we continue the pattern.